You know that feeling you get when you're in a room and someone walks in that hasn't been there for a while. They walk in and the vibe completely changes, whether that gets positive or negative. How about the people you hang out with? How you feel just better. Some people bring out the best in you, and then others, it's the exact opposite. That's what we're talking about in this video today. It is about resonance, and I will run through tips of how to apply this on into your life, explain what it is, and with the intention of leveling up in every single area by applying it. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Kerry, where we talk about all things mindset, motivation, and manifesting, and how to apply them in your life to become the best version of you right across the board. And I appreciate you joining me in my journey to do the exact same, because I am right along this path with you. And that's where this channel came from, and the idea and originated from, and still going after all the years. So, okay. So, and a quick note that you watching this video today is a sign that a blessing that you've been waiting for and hoping for is on its way to you this week. So you can come back and share it in the comments when that happens. But look forward to it. Accept it. Say thank you. It's on its way. So let's talk about resonance. What is resonance? It's being in sync with others, the frequency, the energy, the vibration of other things around you. And I say other things because it's not just people. Tesla has a quote. One of my favorite quotes from Nikola Tesla is, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Absolutely everything in this world is moving. So the device, phone, computer, whatever that you're watching this on right now is actually, when we go down to the microscopic level of it, it is moving, right? And so that is how it impacts, that all the different things in our world impact each other. And so we even talk about the Schumann resonance. If you've heard about that, I'm not going to, that could be a whole seminar, but the Schumann resonance is 7.83 hertz, and it's called Mother Nature's heartbeat. It's the resonance of, or the vibration of of the earth and its motions. And it's like more, it's obviously a very slow, that's why they call it a heartbeat. And it impacts everything in this world. And there's a lot of stories, and look it up. There's stories about how it's changing, it's raising, and how that's going to impact, humanity and the earth in general. But anyways, so there's that. So, and talk about resonance. Even here's a great example, actually, tuning forks. If you know what tuning forks from instruments, if you have two tuning forks and they are tuned to the same frequency, if you're holding one here, and you hit this one so it starts to vibrate, the one next to it will also start to vibrate because they're in the same resonance with each other. Now, the same concept applies if they're tuned to different frequencies. You hit one, the other one won't vibrate at that resonance, at that frequency. And so there's a lesson here, because we've heard about the saying of, you become like the 5 people you hang out with the most and spend the most time with. Same concept. What are the people you're hanging out with vibrating at? What are they saying? What are they thinking? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm gonna come back. So everyone in this world, and I'm gonna touch back. Everyone in this world has their own unique energy signature. So what they're putting out in the world and what they're getting back, right? And it's important of maintaining a high frequency. You've heard, seen the sayings, high vibes only, and raise your vibration. And I talk about that a lot. And I'll talk about the emotional scale of vibration in a minute. But it's so important that you pay attention to your own vibration, because what you're put out in the world, you're going to get back. And yes, you control your vibration in every single circumstance. We talk about how people in the face of adversity choose their perspective and their outlook. I mean, Viktor Frankl in Man's Search for Meaning is the classic example of that, being in a prisoner of war camp and still maintaining hope and surviving that experience. So, okay, so that's the concept of what vibration is, why it's important as a basis. So let's apply it to different areas of life. Okay, so and I mentioned, so we talk about the emotional scale of vibration. So what that is there's been a lot of different people that have done work on it. David Hawkins Esther Hicks and Abraham. And so all these, and there's all kinds of different, obviously Tesla and from the energy and vibration of what people are vibrating at. But the basis of it is that the lowest levels of emotions, so we talk about shame, guilt, and fear, like down on that lower level, vibrate at a lower frequency. Those are like 20 to 30 hertz. It starts in around that range. And then as you go up, there's 23, 24 different emotions on that scale, getting right up to the top where it's like 600 and then amps up, like 600, I think, is peace. And then when you get up to, the higher than that, 800, 900, even up to 1,000 hertz is the enlightenment, right? Now, so knowing that, so there is an emotional scale, and you could probably, that's why when you're, not feeling well, or you think about times when you may have felt shame or guilt, how you felt in that. Like you didn't want to move around very a lot. You didn't want to like be happy and cheer and smile. You just feel sluggish. So that's where it applies. So when we're intentional and paying attention to our emotion and our vibration, we choose what we're doing. And when we say when we're not feeling well or we're upset about something, choosing to see the positive in that situation and doing things, listening to maybe a song that makes us happy or talking to someone that we feel understands us and supports us. Those are things that raise our vibration. And when we do that, it naturally attracts other people at higher vibrations, things in this universe and in this world that are vibrating higher. And it just tends to improve right across the board. So think about it, like times where you've got your favorite shirt, your favorite outfit, and you put that on. You just feel better with it, right? Feel better with it on. Right. So that's where, again, like, everything is vibrating, and hopefully this is connecting a few dots as we go. So let's dive into, the impact and obviously how that affects our mental state, our mental health, emotional, physical health, and all of that. So we're going to dive into some of that. So how about relationships and how this impacts your relationships, right? With your family, with your friends, with your romantic partners. I mean, it's super important to understand not only our own resonance, so what we are at and resonating with, but where are those other people at in our lives? Are they having a bad day? Are they consistently having a bad day? And we talk, and then coming back to, you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who do you choose to hang out with? What are you talking about? Are you hanging out with people that gossip all the time? Are you hanging out with people like, what are the TV shows you're watching? What are you feeding your mind? What is the music you're listening to? All of those things impact your vibration, and that is what you resonate with and attract more of in your life. So anyways, super important listening and being intentional with what you're doing, because it does impact your relationships, who you attract into your life, how you show up in your relationships, how the person you're with shows up, and all that. It's so important. And each one of these little points could be an entire video, and probably have been in the past, but I'm happy to come back to it. So if you're interested in diving a little deeper into these topics, definitely leave it in the comments or send me a message and let me know when we can. So let's talk about energy exchange, right? And the concept of energy exchange in our interactions. When we interact with someone, not only do we just exchange words, or for even something as simple as you're in a store and you're buying something from someone, it can be a cold and almost heartless and emotionless exchange. Like they don't say anything, you put which one on the counter, they ring it up, the till comes up, and you just pay for it, and away you go. Or it can be a positive energy exchange, a great experience where it's like, hello, hey, how's your day going? And just, and sharing, I really like that shirt you have on, or you're so cheery, I love your energy, right? Those two different, well, single experience, two different experiences, depending on how you look at that. And that energy exchange goes through, I mean, how we absorb others' energy. There's people that, from an empathetic standpoint and can see auras, and they feel the vibe of people a lot stronger than others, and it influences we influence others with our energy, others influence us. It's super impactful. And that comes back to my first example of when someone walks into a room, if their vibe is really low and they're resonating in some of those lower frequencies, it impacts the frequency of the room. So just like when there's 2 tuning forks, this one's at A440 and this one's at 532, it will not cause this tuning fork to vibrate at A440, but it will cause it to vibrate differently than when it's just on its own. And that's that impact of how resonance and vibration impacts in the room. So paying attention to that, right? And even shaking someone's hand, right? There is an energy exchange there. And that's why, having a good solid handshake and how that's, when you meet someone, it's like, I like that guy, right? Or that lady. Like it's really important. So paying attention to that. And then so that influences our social circles as well, right? What we attract, what we send out. I mean, which impacts your career, your happiness, your success. I mean, all those things, right? So it's important, again, being really intentional with your vibration, with who you attract in your life and who you choose to hang out with. And I really caution you. I mean, I've been in relationships where people have, they gossip all the time, and they talk about, now these could be friendships or romantic relationships, but people that tend to gossip all the time and watching TV shows, for example, like that are about, well, without getting, but Real Housewives, or what are some of those ones that are, if in people in relationships right now, if you're watching, what are some of those, like Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, some of the ones, like like even shows like The Bachelor and some of the reality shows that they have, where it's, there's a lot of stuff going on there that's not really high vibe stuff. So when you're taking that on, if you think that's not going to show up in your relationship, you crazy man. So again, and coming back to it, and we talk about people that, if you're hanging out with people that are gossiping all the time, do you think they're not doing the same thing about you when you're not there? That the moment they walk away, they're not continuing that? So anyways, very important. Pay attention, right? And I mean, I've been in situations where it's like, man, I totally missed it. Where it's like, I couldn't believe, like, they talked about everybody else doing that and doing this and being, whatever, deceptive or cheating or lying and stuff in there. But they would never do that. And I'm so glad that they're honest with me. Right. Okay. So, anyways, super important to pay attention to that. So, what I mean? And so, what that means in moving forward, right? We talk about surrounding yourself with positive people, and people that have growth, growth on mind and improvement. And that's why you're here watching this channel. But it can really help propel you to your own success. Okay. And there's so many people that have used their networks and they've seen the success in that. And then what they do is they want to share that with others. So think about all the biggies, Tony Robbins, and the big people in the industry that are sharing things, Lewis Howes and Ed Milet, and there's all of these people that are doing fantastic things to raise that energy and making people aware of what's happening. And that's part of my intention with this channel as well, and working one-on-one with people in the different programs that I have and groups. So that's my intention as well, in sharing what I've learned with others along their journey, but still knowing that I have a ton of stuff to learn and expand on and implement into my life as well. So a couple other points quickly before we head out here is the concept of resonance in health and fitness and well-being, right? And again, applies who you're hanging out with. Are the people you're hanging out with exercising on a regular basis, or are they just sitting at home and somebody says, you know what, we should go for a walk, and people are like, no way, man, like that's no way, I'm too tired, I'm this. Everybody comes up with the excuses. Or people like, or we've all got those friends that are like, no, let's go, let's do it. I know we don't feel like it, but let's do it. And then after the fact, you feel absolutely amazing anyways with working out. And that kind of environment like reduces stress, and I mean, your immune system is strengthened. And I mean, there's even concepts Abraham Hicks talks about, how the vibration and the energy and the resonance that you're at, the level of that when you're consuming food, impacts how your body actually digests it and what it does, whether you store it. If you're like, there's people that, for example, are eating a salad and they're going, oh, even just because of the salad dressing on this thing, it's going straight to my butt and I'm going to gain 5 pounds. Guess what? It does. On the other side of that, people that eat fast food and they have treats, and it's like, no, I'm good with this, because I never, my body composition stays the same. I'm always energetic. I'm healthy. I can eat whatever I want. And they do, because of what's on our heart is on our mind, comes out our mouth, and what comes out our mouth comes into our lives. And that impacts, again, our vibration and our frequency and what we resonate with. So super important on how that impacts our health and fitness, right? So, a couple little things, and I mean, there's lots of that we can talk about it, but a couple little things that help with that: being very mindful, gratitude practices, meditation, raise our vibration when it comes to that, and what we resonate with gives us a chance to just kind of shut down and just listen, right, to what we are resonating with, what's in our heart, and what our source or our soul is trying to speak to us, because obviously there's a connection with resonance between, our physical and non-physical as well, right? Which is a whole nother video on top of this one. So being conscious of that and implementing that in your world is important. So here's my thing, that be, a lot of things in this world can impact us, but it is a choice what we choose to let impact us or not. And there's going to be people that are like, oh, well, how do you be happy when this is happening in the world, or this just happened in my life? It's work. It's a choice. And do you want to feel on those lower emotional scales and vibrate in that energy, or do you want to feel something different? Decide how you want to feel and move forward with it. Right? See the beauty in the ashes. See the the hope in the despair. Like that's where we will attract what we are focused on. So I encourage you today to be a source of positive resonance. That is the whole pay it forward mentality, or smile at someone, do something nice to someone without any expectation or transactional implications in that moment, right? Be a source of positive resonance. Be mindful in your interactions, right? In your communication with others. Live consciously as someone that emits happiness and high vibration energy, and see how your world starts to reflect that back to you. Don't do it because you want it back. Do it because it makes you feel good to put that out in the world, right? I mean, even with me and my kids, I send my kids a message every single day, right? Whether I see them or not, or what they're doing or this, I send my kids a message every day. Why? Because it makes me feel good, that they know that I'm thinking about them, right? Sometimes they don't even check it, but at least I send it because it makes me feel good. I don't get butthurt and mad because they don't send me stuff back. I mean, obviously, I love it when I get a message back, or in different things, which happens often. But if they don't, that's okay, because I'm sending it because I want to put out that high vibe, that positive energy into the world. So, and you can do the same, right? So you can go back, review the points that we had today. It's so important that, again, and then message being that everything that we surround ourselves with, the environment that we choose to be in, the clothes we wear, the people we talk to, the food we eat, the music we listen to, the shows we watch on TV, the books we read, the podcasts, all of that impacts your energy, your frequency, and vibration. So be very intentional with what you allow into your world and what you put out in the world. So being mindful of that moving forward, I want you to pay attention, keep resonating positively. If you enjoyed this video today, I encourage you to like it, share the video with friends, subscribe to the channel. We talk about, again, all things mindset, motivation, manifesting, how to improve in your life. We're going to be diving in. I'm going to be diving into some just, some more kind of topics that push the envelope a bit. So stay tuned for that if you're still here watching today. And if you've got some ideas for me that you'd like to see me dive into, masculine, feminine energy, just some of those different concepts of challenging some of the norms in society, and getting people to come out of their shell a little bit and live authentically. Those are some of the things that I'm really interested in moving into. So stay tuned for that. So if you're interested in working with me, my website is kerrykish.com. I'll put it in the notes below. You can book an appointment. There's lots of different groups that I've got. The Man to Men group is amazing. The single parents groups that I have, all kinds of stuff, or working one-on-one. I'd love to support you on your journey to greatness. So thank you again. And again, not ironic that my ending of each one of my videos is directly related to resonance and what this is all about. So tied together. And until the next video, well, actually, you can watch one of these videos that are popping up on the screen right now. See resonance. You like this one? Watch one of those and you'll see how it keeps going. So again, thank you for sharing a few moments with me today. And as always, until the next video, sending peace, love, and positive vibes your way.